Hi. How are you?
Yeah.
I'm watching the end of the game. Don't tell me who won.
They lost.
Figured. He had an amazing first half. What happened?
They were ahead by halftime by 15 points.
Missed.
In the third quarter, they lost 36-16.
Really?
Yeah, they just lost now with two.
Yeah, by 2 points.
Yeah, well, okay. They wouldn't have made any. They were down 3-0 anyhow.
Yeah, it was no one's come back from 3-0.
Yeah, they would never come back. Might as well get over with quickly, instead of suffering more.
He's gonna go home and count his money.
Yeah.
I mean, he played a crazy first half. Crazy. I think he had 31 points.
I know he could. Yeah, crazy is right. Yeah, but listen, if he can't keep it up forever.
No.
A guy at 38 years old, he's pretty good.
My God, 38 years old, I would take 2 naps a day.
that white guy for Denver is a monster.
He's like some kind of Serbian. His parents probably killed Jews. I'm sure they did.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, his parents, grandparents, I'm sure. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Just the way he looks.
In the Gemara, it talks about if you send a get from Rechem to Akko. So there's a guy goes and they say, they say the black guy, they say, I'll give you a word and I want you to give us a sentence from it.
Yeah.
Rectum is the word. Rectum. Make a sentence. He says, I gave my girlfriend my cars and she wrecked them both. It reminds me of Rechem, from Rechem to Akko. If you send a get from Rechem to Akko, she wrecked them both. Yeah.
Crazy.
Where are you for Shavuos? Are you home?
I'm home. Yeah, I'm home. Yeah.
Okay.
How about you?
Also, we got our family coming in. I'm bringing one of my family grandchildren coming in with her father.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. What time are we supposed to learn here? What time did they say?
8:10. Supposed to be tonight, but I guess maybe he wanted to watch the end of the game or something. I don't know.
Maybe he's at the game. I saw Jonah Rechnitz there. He's on the floor. He was on the floor at the game.
Who was?
Jonah Rechnitz.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, he's there with the boxer. He was sitting next to the boxer on the floor. I'm telling you.
Go figure out.
What can you say? What can you say? So we started Gittin already?
Huh?
We started Gittin, I heard.
Of course, we're on Daf Gimel now.
Oh my God, you guys are flying.
Yeah.
I haven't even gotten engaged and you're divorcing already. Slow down. It's funny, that there's this one guy, he does Daf Yomi on YouTube. This guy Stefanski.
Oh, he's terrific. Yeah.
Yeah. So when they had Nazir, he brought in a Nazir. So someone says, for Sota, can you bring in a Sota?
Oh. Yeah. Show and tell, huh?
Show and tell. The Nazir was very fascinating. It was a guy, a Sephardi guy, long hair. And he makes kiddush with pomegranate wine. You can't have grape wine. He has pomegranate wine.
Oh,
Johnny, you in a private jet?
Oh.
You look like you're Emirates.
I just came from school, so I didn't even change.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. So what's he going to bring for Nida?
The more says.
What's the fuss going to bring for Anida?
For Nida, I don't know. Stay tuned.
The more says that since there was so much liberalism in those days that they gave up sota. They didn't even bother giving him to drink anymore. There was too many around.
There are too many.
That's what the last of the Gemara says. It became so flagrant that they
Oh,
said,
really?
yeah, that's what the Gemara said. You missed the part, yeah.
Oh, I didn't. I'm way behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were very long dafs.
Did they put out the list of who's learning in the show?
Not yet, but I know the rabbi is doing the last hour.
Okay. Which rabbi?
I asked him to be the first or the second.
Which rabbi? Siegelman?
Yeah. But he says, because not everybody can stay awake till the first thing in the morning, unless, so whatever.
Very hard.
He's very good because he's very good because on his, most of the shiurim that he has done have only been on halacha matters. I haven't heard anything on pilpul on the Gemara or anything.
No,
like that.
it's halacha. Yeah.
Everything is halacha.
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah, which is good because it's more topical, Everything that he does is very topical.
Johnny, how long are you staying in the States for now?
Unfortunately, till November.
Huh?
Till November.
You stay here till November?
Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
No, not good for me. I'd rather be there, but that's how it is.
Okay. Okay, whatever. Yeah.
Will your place still be ready then?
Supposed to, yeah. They're going pretty good.
Oh, that's good.
In fact, my person there told me that they called it, they're doing like a walkthrough in a week or so, just to make sure that whatever. But what's amazing? It's just so stupid. The closet people want to go in and measure, and the guys doing the
Oh, you're stuck.
Good evening, everybody. So we're on Gimel Amud Aleph in Gittin. Gimel Amud Aleph.
Was that the only one who disconnected?
Yeah, only
disconnected?
you. Only you.
What happened? It happened to me. It happened to me yesterday or the day before also.
What happened with the closet people? They're still in the closet?
What was it? What was that?
Nothing. I got disconnected. I was talking about closets and I got disconnected.
Okay. So the Gemara says this. We said that it's a kula that we Eid Echad, the Shaliach, who brings the get, is believed that it was written Lishma, and that it's a kula to prevent agunot. The Gemara says it's not a kula chumrahu, because the imatzrachas latrei, if the din would have been that you needed two eidim, then lo asibal ma'ar pasale. The husband would be afraid to claim that the get was fake. So he wouldn't chad, but knowing that there's only one against him, asi balam arapasale. So the Gemara wants to think maybe it's a chumrah, not a kula. So the Gemara says no. Kivin shamar mar bifnei kama nois nula. The shaliach who brings the get gives it to the woman in front of how many people? Rav Yochanan, Rav Chanina, chad amar bifnei shnayim. Edus. V'chad amar b'fnei shloisha, that it's like a bezdin. So the shaliach knows this isn't something he can do between him and her. So bezdin's going to check into it. Therefore, mi'ikara, when he's in China, checking out this get, Meidik Daik Velosi Lori Nafshe. He's going to be very careful to understand exactly how this get was written, and he's not going to come to make himself an evil person, that he's bringing a puzzle dik again. Okay, so we had a machlokes between Rabba and Rava. What was the reason why the shaliach has to say b'fonai nechtav, b'fonai nechtav? So according to Rava, who says lefishein edim mitzuyin lekaimo, because the edim who signed on the get in China are not here in Israel, so he has to say b'fonai nechtav, b'fonai. So live trey. Well, we should need two people to come along with the get. Me did the hava akim stars to alma. When you have a star, and you have to certify the star, you got to bring both edim to say that it's our signature. So the Gemara answers eid echad neman be'isurin. This is not a money case that a star's dark. This is an isser veheter case. The woman is an ashes ish, and now they're bringing a get to say that she's not an ashes ish. So when it comes to isurin, for example, we believe our wives when they tell her she's a nida or not a nida. It's isser veheter isser, or she tells us this meat is kosher, because eid echad is nemon bisurin. So the Gemara says maybe that's not enough. You know when they say that we believe in eid echad by prohibitions? Kigon chaticha safik cheleb safik shum. You have a piece of fat. We don't know what it is. It's a suffix. Is it permitted fat or is it prohibited cheleb? So shelo is chazik isura. There's no chazaka that this thing is a prohibited item. Aval hacha is chazik isura. Here we have an eshes ish. So it's not, the chazaka is that she's prohibited. And therefore this is an edus havi davar shebe'erva. Ve'in davar shebe'erva pachos mishnayim. When you give testimony about a rayas, about a prohibited relation, you need two witnesses. So, bidinu sheb'kiyum shtaros nami lo levi. Really, for certification of shtaros, you also don't need two edim. Kid Reish Lakish, Amar Reish Lakish, edim machasumim ala shtar, nasu kamisha nechkara edusin beveistin. With two witnesses signing on a shtar, it's as if those edim have been investigated in Bezdin. And really, we should have relied completely on the shtar. Rabbanan u'da'atzrich. It's the Rabbanan who made a special din that we need to do Chakiras Bezdin into the edus, and therefore the two edim have to come to certify their signature. That's by money cases. Hacha, because you're dealing with a woman who wants to get married to somebody else, mishum iguna kilubei Rabbanan. That the certification of this get is going to be done with one aid instead of two. Special kula, so women will not be agunot. Afraid to Gemara kulu ala chumruhu. Because to me, the mitzrachas leitrei, if you would have required two witnesses, lo asi abal ma'ari posele, the Baal would not be motivated to come and try to claim that the get is not good. Since there's only one, eid chad, asi bal ma'ari posele. So kivin shamar mar b'fnei kama noisna law. How many people does the shaliach have to give her the get in front of? Rav Yochanan Rav Chanina. Chadamar b'fnei shtayim. Chadamar b'fnei shloishim. Ikar meidik dayik. He's going to be careful of la'asi l'ori nafshe, and he's not going to have lack of knowledge regarding the issues of the get. So Rava My time elo Omar Karaba. How come Rava doesn't? Hi, George. We started Masechta Gittin. We're on Gimel, halfway down Gimel Amud Aleph. Let me just get something to drink. 1 second.
Amen.
Tomorrow, the Tzurbim Rabbanan will be at 8:15. And the Daf Yomi will be when we finish, like 9 o'clock, something like that. So, George, we began the Masechta by saying that when a get is brought from China to Eretz Yisrael, the divorce was done in China. They wrote a get in China. The husband and the woman lives in Israel. The husband sent a shaliach with the get to Israel to give the woman the get. The Mishnah said he has to say a formula.
Right.
It was written in front of me and it was signed in front of me.
Just for the record, I've already reviewed that.
Okay.
So I want to be perfectly honest.
Okay, good. Okay.
And the whole big thing now is the debate between Rava and Rava.
Exactly.
George is a
and Aleph.
divorce lawyer.
Yes.
Exactly. What was the reasoning behind? One of them said is because we want to make sure that the get was written lishma.
That's Rava.
And the other was because of there's no the Eidim.
Eidim. That's with the Aleph.
So Rava, why didn't he hold like Rabba? That Rabba was the one who said that it's because we're not sure that the get was written lishma. So he has to say b'fanai nechta, b'fanai nechta. Why didn't Rava hold like Rabba? Amar he could have said mik tani b'fanai nechta lishma, b'fanai nechta lishma. It didn't say in the language of the Mishnah nichtav lishma or nechtam lishma. So the reason is not because of lishma. And therefore, it's because of the fact that there's no eidim. How does Rabbah answer to that? That l'chora is a good kasha on Rabbah. Bidinu de lisniach. Really, the Mishnah should have written that. They wanted to keep the script short. If you increase it, he may leave out some of the words. And he won't say what he was supposed to say. And the get will be puzzled. So the Gemara says, what do you mean? Well, whatever the script we gave him before, he could also miss a word.
Of course.
Chada mitlas goys. 1 word out of 3 he might leave out. Chada mitarti lo goys. But to miss 1 word out of 2 words, right? All we're telling him to say is b'fonai nichtav, b'fonai nechtav. That he's not going to miss. That's what the Gemara says. Okay. The Rabbah, who gave the reasoning because of Shalol Lishma, how come he did my time in Lomer Karova that has to do with lack of aid? Im Kain, if it's just an Eidim problem, Nisni b'fonai nechtam v'sulo. All the Eidim do is sign. Edim had nothing to do with writing the get. So the church should have said it was signed in front of me. Before I nichtav lamali. The reason why they added the script before I nichtav is because of this lishma business. That if you write a get shalom lishma, not for this man and this woman, it's possible. So, what does Rava say to that? Bedinu de lisneach. Really, it should have just said before I nechtav. Ela de imkain asi lachlufu b'kiyim shtaros da alma be'erechad. Now, we just learned that there's a special leniency by a get that we believe 1/8 when it comes to a shtar. Because of an aguna problem. We don't want the woman to get stuck not being able to get married. But by regular money shtaros, you need 2 edim. So if you'd have only written half of the thing, you would have thought that even a regular shtar could be makuyim with 1/8. And that we couldn't do. And Rabbah will respond, me dummy. Hasam, by regular shtaros, the edim have to say yadinan. We know that this is the signature of the edim. Hacha, they don't have to say yadinan, before night. So right away we know we're not talking about money shtaros. We're talking about edus get shtaros. That's one difference. Hasam by kiyum shtaros, by money. Isha lo mehemna. You need 2 males who are bar mitzvah in order for it not to be possible. A woman is not believed to be a witness in Bezdin on a regular shtar. But hacha isha mehemna. We're going to learn soon. The woman can bring her own get and from China and say b'fonai nechta. So that's clearly a differentiating factor. So you're not going to have a mistake and think, oh, this is a regular shtar, and we're using 1/8 that's going to work by other stars. And a third difference, hasam bal davar lo me'emin. A litigant, let's say Ruvain loaned Shimon money, and that's documented in the shtar. So neither Reuven or Shimon can act as Eidim. They are connected to they have conflict of interest. So we don't believe them. But Baldover Me'emin, the woman who is a Baldover, there are 2 people involved in a divorce, the husband and the wife. The wife herself can bring it. So clearly we have differentiating factors that allow us to distinguish between these 2 types of documents. Oh, what does Rava answer? If the aid comes and says by the get yadina, we would listen to that. And they're believed, and therefore asi lechlufe. So since yadinan could work in both money shtaros and get shtaros, people could fall into a trap and think b'kiyum shtaros ta'alma be'erechad, that certifying a shtar could work with 1/8, and that's why you have to say both languages. Uladas Rabbah, who said that the reason for the b'fonai nechtam was lefi she'ein b'kiyim lishma, because outside of Eretz Yisrael, they're not expert. They don't know this halach that a get has to be written lishma. Man haytana de boy ksiva lishma. Who is the Tana that requires writing a get for a specific man and a specific woman? Uboy chatima lishma. And not only do you need the right to get lishma, but the Eidim have to know what they're doing as well. Rab Meir, chasima boy, but ksiva lo boy. Rab Meir holds that the ikr in a shtar is the signature. And they have to know, it has to be lishma, l'shem get. But he doesn't require the writing to be lishma. It's not. Ein koisvin ba'oida mechukah lekarka. You have a piece of papyrus that's still connected to the ground. So lechatchila, you shouldn't write a get on something that's connected to the ground. But im kosvu ala mechuber lekarka, it was written while it was connected, and then you pulled it off. And now Eidim come and chosmu, and they sign it. The nosnu law kosher. So the ikr of the get is the chasima, not the ksiva. So, and that is a stam mishnah. Now, an unnamed mishnah is always Rav Meir. So our mishnah seems to say that there has to be writing and signing lishma. So clearly our mishnah is not Rav Meir. Now, who was the bar plukt of Rav Meir? It was Rabbi Elazar. Rabbi Elazar, ksiva boy, but chasima lo boy. We're going to see soon. Rabbi Elazar requires the ksiva to be lishma. Therefore, he would disallow a get that was written on a mechuber lekarka. He doesn't even require a chasima. So maybe you'll answer me that our Mishnah v'chitema la'olam is Rabbi Elazar. V'chilo boy Rabbi Elazar chasima lishma. When does Rabbi Elazar not require signature lishma? Midaraisa. But midrab, that means midaraisa, if it was not signed lishma, it's still a good get. But midrabanon boy, the chachamim required it. But the chachamim mentioned shlosha gittin that are kosher min Torah, but psulin derabbanan. And even so, lo boy Rabbi Eliezer chasim lishma. Rabbi Eliezer did not require those gittin to have signature lishma. So he's also can't be the author of our Mishnah. Now, where do we see the Mishnah regarding these special three gittin? Shloisha gittin psulin lechatchila. But in Nisis, if she went ahead and got married to another person, based on that get, havlod kosher. Normally, if a woman gets married without a proper get, her child is a mamzer, because she was an Eishes Ish when she got married. But here, lechatchila, you shouldn't use it. But if it was used, the child that is born from the next marriage is kosher. What are the three gets? Get shekosov b'ksav yado vein alav edim. The husband wrote it, but there's no edim signing on it. Yesh alav edim vein bozman. There's edim, but it doesn't have a date of when it was written. Yesh bozman vein bo alei echad. There's a date, but it's only got one aid. Hare elu shloisha gittin psulim. These are examples of invalid gittin. But v'imnisis of vlad kosher. But if she got married based on that get, the vlad is not a mamzer. Rabbi Elazar oimer, afal pi shein alav edim. If there were no edim on it at all, ela shenosnu la bifnei edim. But the get that didn't have a signature of edim was given to the woman in front of edim, it's a totally kosher get. So much so, goiva min nechasim mishubadim. When a woman receives a get, she gets to collect her ksuba. Let's say the ksuba is worth $10,000. She has to be paid off $10,000. Let's say the husband has no cash, but he had land that he sold after he got married to this woman. Once a man gets married, all of his real assets are leaned to the debt of the ksuba. So if he went ahead after he got married to this woman and sold the field to somebody else, the guy who bought the field better have done a very careful title search and saw what liens were on that piece of land that he bought. Because this woman with this get can go and get that land out of the hands of the guy who paid good money for it. Because there was a pre-existing lien. Whose lien? The woman's lien. Since a ksuba is a debt, and that pre-existed, the husband at that time owned a piece of land and 5 years later sold it. And now 10 years after, gave this woman a get. This get is so powerful, even though it didn't have edim on it, that it could collect from even nechasim mishubadim. Because says Rabbi Lazar, Eina edim choisben al get element tikun ha'olam. Really, we don't need maker adin, witnesses to sign on the get.
Can we say
Hang
that?
on. The only reason we have it, otherwise the husband can always come at any time and say that he didn't write it. So we need edim to write on the get that it was written correctly. Otherwise, we worry that husbands are going to try to pull a fast one. But you see, Rabbi Lazar doesn't require chasimas edim at all, and it doesn't require lishma. So
we say
so far, we try to identify who the author of our Mishnah was that said b'fonai nechta, which according to Rabbi is because of lishma. Well, it's not Rav Meir because he doesn't require ksiva lishma, and it can't be Rabbi Lazar because he doesn't need edim chasima lishma. So the Gemara is now in a quandary. Okay, Elazar. Well, that's the shak levitarya here. What is your question?
Is there such a thing as a mamzer drabanan, even though deraisa like the three gets that the Torah says havlad not a mamzer? Is there such a thing? Can a rabbanan make a mamzer out of somebody if they hold that the gets puzzle?
No, you can make a suffix mamzer.
So how do they do it?
A suffix mamzer is not allowed to marry a regular Jewish girl.
So the cases over here.
A suffix mamzer is treated like a mamzer, so they can make a suffix mamzer.
Only rabbanan, right? Suffix drop.
No, we're going to see because there's.
No, but the deraisa, it says that 3 cases was puzzle, but the child.
Mamzer is a din deraisa. So a suffix mamzer we go lechumra, and if it's going to be like a mamzer.
Yeah, but those cases deraisa is not a mamzer. So, but the rabbanan usher the get. But you usher the get. Does that make the children mamzer drabanan?
We just learned shloisha gittin psulim, the imnisis have lod kosher.
Deraisa.
Period. Kosher. They're not mamzerim because midaraisa the get was a good get, and she's not an eshes.
So
the chatchila they don't want to use the chatchila. They don't want you to use such a get.
So that's even a drabanan then. Yeah, okay.
No, but the vlad is kosher. It's not the vlad is a suffix mamzer.
Okay.
The vlad is kosher. No, there's other cases where we will paskin up that it's a suffix mamzer. So, but that's a suffix deraisa. You have a piece of meat. You don't know what it is. So that's a suffix deraisa. Because it comes to do with if it's nevela or treifa, that's a din. So suffix deraisa goes lechumra. If you have a mixture of chicken and milk, that whole din is midrabanan. So the suffix derabanan is lakula. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Here they did not make this child any pagam at all. Now we're going to see we don't paskin like this. We don't necessarily paskin that these 3 gets the child is not a mamzer. This is just the havamin in the Gemara here. We'll see what the din is with these cases. So, but right now, the Gemara was trying to determine who is the author of our Mishnah, Rab Meir or Rab Elazar. Well, l'chora it's neither. Ella Rab Meir. The Gemara now is going to say it's Rab Meir. Now, Rab Meir was the one that says you don't need ksiva lishma. So how could the Mishnah be Rab Meir? It demanded b'fanei nechtav lishma. He doesn't require that. Bechilo by Rab Meir ksiva lishma midoraisa. Midrabanan boy. He doesn't require it on a Torah level, but the rabbis made a special takana that it should be written lishma as well. And that's, so our Mishnah could be Rab Meir, that the b'fanei nechtav is a din d'Rabbanan, not d'oraisa. Let's say they found a get in a garbage dump, and it said Chaim Yankel is divorcing Sarah Liba, and there are two people with that name. They can take that get, even though it wasn't written lishma, if they sign it and give it kosher. So how can you say that Rav Meir requires midrabanan a good get? L'chora, he doesn't require it. And we will continue tomorrow. So there's a reason why there's a few Gemaras that are learned in the yeshiva world. They learn Kiddushin, they learn Gittin, they learn Baba Kama. There's not that many, but Gittin is certainly learned in the yeshiva world. You can see there's a lot of nice discussion back and forth.
The back and forth, yeah.
Back and forth, and principles and underlying things like that in this Masechta. So I think we're going to enjoy learning this Masechta. Okay, so tomorrow, 8:15 Surba, followed by Daf Yomi. Right. Have a good day, everybody.
Good night.
Okay, good night.